Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoy the content that I have to create for you today. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Lisa Rwanda, Lisa McKenna Rwanda, Instagram at Lisa Rwanda, and Snapchat L Rwanda 32. Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm hoping I do have regulars who may have noticed my absence. So this video is for you. I have not posted anything on YouTube for the last couple weeks. That is because about a week ago, a little more than a week ago, I think a couple weeks ago, a few days ago, at some point within the last couple weeks, my dog Paka, who you guys may have seen around in my videos, passed away. It really shook me really hard. He was my best friend, and it would be hard to explain to anybody the kind of relationship Paka and I had. I worked 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So I was home all day, and I didn't work 5 days a week. I worked about 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. So on my off days, I was home all day. I would run errands with Paka. We would hang out all day together. I would wake up, I would come home from work, and he'd be the first thing I saw. I'd take him out for a walk, put him back to bed. I'd wake up from sleep and he'd be the first thing I saw. We would spend all day together. Moving to this country has been really lonely. I wasn't meant for this country. My therapist asked me once, there's the student exchange programs, and those students that come to the US for the international exchange program, they have to go through a very rigorous screening process, and the people that fund and help facilitate the program, they have to make sure that these students are mentally capable to be away from their families and deal being away from home for a whole year. My therapist asked me once, because my brother went through this program, that if I had been screened like he had been, if somebody had gone through such a rigorous process to screen me and see if I am fit to move away from my family to a new country, would I have passed? And I don't think I would. My family is my everything, and a part of my heart was left in Kenya. And I just found it really hard to assimilate into this new country, where people just seem to have known each other for forever, and everybody has all these connections to each other. Then there's the stranger, Lisa, who's trying to fit in and trying to maneuver her way into a whole new world that she knows nothing about, that's completely different from the one that she's known her whole life. That's what drove me into severe depression. Life got really hard, and I didn't have my family to run home to, and I felt really alone. First of all, I'm a very introverted person, and just moving to a new country and just being the kind of person that it's hard for me to make friends. So just being that kind of person, um, having moved to a new country where you can't really flourish if you're so introverted and keeping to yourself. You can't socially flourish. So I've been keeping to myself a lot, and I do have friends. I don't have that many friends. I don't have that many close friends, and it's to no fault of this country. That's just the kind of person I am. I develop strong connections with people from a very young age, or like it takes me a really long time to get comfortable around people. And once I get comfortable around people and build that strong relationship with them over years, it kind of stays and solidifies. And I need that time to create bonds with people. And I didn't have that moving here. I had that with my friends back at home, but I moved here and I was an adult, and all of a sudden I needed to make a whole new set of friends, a whole new set of family, and it was hard. Um, and I've only been here for 4 years, and I had school. I mean, it's been hard living here. Let's just put it that way. I have not acclimated properly to living in the United States, mostly because of my own personality and circumstance. I have never been one who's been dealt an easy set of cards in life. And moving here was not an easy task. Staying in this country has not been an easy task. And just learning to flourish and grow and succeed in this country has not been an easy task. Um, and just that comes to say that also making friends and creating social bonds has not been an easy task. Nothing comes easy to me. I'm not that kind of person that's just easily blessed. I have to work hard for a lot. I'm not saying I'm not lucky. I do have a lot of luck and I am very blessed, but it just doesn't always come easy for me. I digressed. Mostly because I'm avoiding talking about Paka. But anyway, so I fell into a really, really bad depression last year. Um, yes, I am suicidal, or was suicidal, and my last I don't want to trigger anybody, so I don't want to go into very many details, but my last episode with my mental health, with my struggle with mental health and depression and suicide ideations and attempt, was before I got Paka. And then, actually no, it was just after we got Paka, and my husband Mike had a relapse, and that kind of really shook me. But I ended up checking myself into the hospital voluntarily, which was the first time I had done that ever. They usually have to check me in against my will, but I checked myself into the hospital. This was after we got Paka, and I remember that morning feeling so defeated and wanting to attempt something, and even going as far as to try and attempt something, and actually starting to attempt something that I just knew I was not in a good place mentally. This was back in October of 2019, and I woke up the morning and I went and I just snuggled with Paka, and I wanted to be better because for some reason the bond I had with this animal made me want to be better. I had spent a few months, maybe a couple months already with this animal, day in, day out, just me and him every day together talking. He was my best friend. He was basically the only contact I had, consistent contact I had every day. And it was hours a day, almost every day, almost every hour, every day. Except for the occasional break to go run errands, and I actually took him to run errands if the weather permitted. and to sleep. I spent most every other time with him. If I wasn't sleeping or running errands, I was with Paka. So I was at a really bad breaking point, and I was cuddling with him. And I remembered when I had been that bad before, and Mike had not really been in a position to help me. He had just relapsed this time in October. Previously, he had not been in a position to help me, and I ended up really spiraling. And I knew that Mike needed to just help himself, and that whole situation was really scaring me. Not that Mike is violent, we've really struggled with his sobriety and getting him to a good place, that just the idea of him going back and relapsing back to his drinking days kind of really scared me, and I knew I was not in a good mental place. And I didn't want the police to come and intervene. I didn't want my family members to come and find me in a really, really, really compromised position, and have the police come intervene, risk losing Paka, the person that I had grown, not the person, the animal that I had grown really, really close to. So I know it sounds really like ridiculous, but I checked myself into the hospital because of this animal, because I didn't want to lose him, because I felt like I owed him that much. And I know a lot of people may try to say, you have your family, they're not dead. I know they're not dead, but they're not here. And when you're struggling in that moment, in that particular moment, you don't want to think about the people that are not there. You want to think of the people that are there, right there. Because you're struggling at that very moment. And it's like your peripheral vision just goes away, and all you can see, it's the perfect description to being in a tunnel. I was in a dark tunnel, and in that very moment, I couldn't see beyond the cloud that was clouding my life at that moment. I couldn't think of my family. I couldn't think of Mike. I wanted out, and the only thing that I had, the only person, I want to refer to him as a person because he was like a person to me. The only person I had, the only contact I had at that very moment was my dog. So I needed a reason to ask for help, and as minuscule or as ridiculous as it may sound, my dog was my reason. This was back in October, and that was the last time that I had been in such a low point. I checked myself into the hospital. I got the help that I needed. I actually didn't resist the help while I was there. And when I checked out, I was so happy to see him. I was so happy to see Mbwa too. I was just so happy to see my animals. I thought about them every minute that I was in the hospital. And just when I got out, I was happy to see them. It felt good, like I'd made the right decision. And it didn't matter to me why I chose to ask for help, because I asked for help, and at that moment my animals was my reason. And for the next few months after that, my animals were my reason for staying strong and continuing to go to outpatient and seek help. And as I said, I developed such a bond with Paka. Day in, day out, if I was not in therapy, I was with Paka. If I was not asleep, I was with Paka. I would come home and Mike would wake up and go to work, and I would bring Paka to bed with me, and he would sleep with me until I got up for my day. If the weather was nice enough, I would take him out with me. We'd go run errands together. I'd be working out and he'd be right there with me. He was my shadow. It felt good to have that person, that thing, that animal there. He didn't talk back per se, but he was a good listener. So when he got hit by a car, I blamed myself a lot because I had let him out unleashed. Micah told me not to do that. We live in such a little cute little corner of Omaha that I didn't think anything bad would ever happen. But you live, you learn, right? And it was early in the morning. Mike was leaving for work. I let him out, and he had a sensor on him, and I was buzzing him to come home. He wasn't coming home, and I had a gut feeling that something was wrong. And I'm so grateful that we got these collars, dog tags for both Paka and Mboa, because Mike was just about to leave for work. I would have spent all day buzzing Paka, trying to figure out where he was, and I don't think I would have been okay if I'd been the one to find him. Luckily, somebody found him, saw his tags, and called, and he was right across the street. He got hit right across the street. I just wanted to log on here. I know this was quite a little long. I apologize. I'm gonna probably not do that much editing to this. Just post it as it is. If you've watched up to this point, thank you for your love and your support. And I'm gonna try and get back to posting again and shooting more videos and taking you guys with me through my life. I just need, well, I was gonna shoot this video right around the time Paka died, just so I could let you guys know I'm not gonna be that present for a bit. And now I just feel the need to explain my absence to the few that do follow me and are curious. I'm trying to get back to my life and get things back to normal. So I might have a video up next Monday, but if I don't, I hope you guys understand. I'm gonna try and get back to being active on Instagram and Facebook and posting on my stories. But if I don't, I hope you understand. I'm just taking it slow, I'm taking it easy. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself, because when I do overwhelm myself is when I've been engaging in problem behaviors because I get too stressed. And thank you guys for watching. You have been an incredible audience, and I really appreciate all your love and support. And keep checking back, turn on the notifications so you can get a notification when I do post again. And thank you guys so much for your love. And this one's for Paka.